Hello and welcome to the final dev talk in our series about the upcoming update, Abyssal Depths. In our last video, we gave you an overview of the Antiquarian's Den, the revamped ecosystem of health-themed features and rewards, and the new content available there, the Depths. Today, we will look at the new player experience, UI and quality of life improvements, and crystal weapons. For Albion to thrive and grow in the long run, the new player experience is very important. While our current tutorial has a pretty good completion rate, we do lose a lot of players after they finish the tutorial and are left alone in the sandbox with only a few quests. To significantly improve the post-tutorial experience, we are introducing a brand new category in the Albion journal called First Steps. This acts as the main guidance system directly after the tutorial. This category lets players choose between 3 distinct paths for PvE, PvP, and Gathering. Each path introduces the basics for its respective activity gradually. It acts as an extended tutorial providing clear direction with hints and visual guidance, bridging the gap between the linear quest structure of the tutorial and the full open sandbox. To not overwhelm players, the full journal is not yet available at this stage. Only once a path has been finished will the journal open up completely, together with a guide on how to use it to find new activities and a list of first step milestones. These milestones are intended to help players learn the ropes and gradually explore what the game has to offer. Additionally, we looked at where we can introduce players to activities earlier when possible. The biggest change here is the addition of Tier 3 tracking mobs in blue and yellow zones. We also added a showroom island that players can visit without the need to buy an island, so they can check out what the feature has to offer first. And we reduced item power requirements for regular arena and Hunter Corrupted dungeons. We also went over the existing tutorial to reduce the amount of gathering and crafting, to make it more clear that the game has more to offer than just these activities. Additionally, we also improved the tutorial pacing by reducing text and the amount of information we show players early on. This onboarding overhaul is complemented by a long list of broader improvements across the whole game. These changes range from improvements to the early combat gear to quality of life improvements like providing building information on mouse over. Further, we have updated key UI screens to make Albion more intuitive and easier to navigate. These changes are especially valuable for new players, but they benefit everyone. I've also invited combat designer Nick Yalos and UI lead Raul Sander to present more features of this update.
Let's start with a much needed change to the marketplace. One of the biggest issues both new and veteran players have faced for a long time is finding and comparing specific items. To address this, we've completely recategorized all items in the game. The new structure is far more intuitive, allowing players to quickly and easily navigate to the items they need using the category dropdowns. Not only in the marketplace, but anywhere else items can be filtered. This streamlining effort should make interacting with Albion's economy much smoother and more accessible for everyone. We've also reworked the learning point system, both to simplify it and make it more intuitive. Instead of the old 20% fame threshold for finishing a node on the Destiny board, learning points are now gradually consumed in exchange for a 5 times fame boost on activated nodes. The old auto-learn toggle has been replaced with a new quick learn toggle, and the overall user experience has been refined to match. Players can now more easily see which nodes have quick learn enabled thanks to clear visual highlights and a helpful overview that displays all currently boosted nodes by categories, allowing for fast and easy adjustments. We've heard loud and clear that the previous system was confusing and clunky, and this update should go a long way toward making it smoother and more transparent for everyone. If you're already working on a node, no need to worry. When this change goes live, any node that can currently be learned will be increased within that level by a factor of 5. If you're at 20% or higher in a level, this will give you completion of that level at no LP cost. If you want to make best use of this, you might want to get as many of your skill nodes to 20% progress before the update goes live. We've also introduced the combined HUD tracker to tackle HUD clutter and inconsistency. The new layout uses a unified design language, integrates better with the HUD editor, and is easy to use, especially on mobile where space is limited. For our desktop players, we've introduced a new global shortcut to instantly toggle all trackers at once. This change brings all trackers together into a cleaner, more user-friendly system and gives us space for future improvements. If you have an idea for a tracker you'd like to see in the game, let us know in the comments. Finally, a few smaller but helpful updates round out the picture. The Appearance UI now shows where vanity items come from. The Artifact Foundry supports bulk crafting. And tooltips have been added to all kinds of buildings and NPCs to make it easier to find the right place for any given task.
Abyssal Depths also brings the Crystal Hammer and Crystal Shapeshifter staff. First up, the True Bolt Hammer. Its ability, Hyperstatic, opens cracks in the ground, radiating pure magical energy. Allies in the area are shielded, while enemies are afflicted with static. You and your allies must deal damage to enemies affected by static to trigger a massive stun. The second new weapon is the Stillgaze Staff, which will transform the user into a familiar creature, a Crystal Cobra. Similar to other transformations, you will have access to 2 additional abilities and 2 passives. I would watch out for Serpent's Gaze, a powerful channeling spell that petrifies unmounted enemies. The Petrify status can't be cleansed. It leaves your enemies stunned, but they gain damage resistance and are immune to force movement effects. So, while petrified enemies can't escape from incoming damage and debuffs, their allies will be able to help, if they haven't already ran away in terror. Hammers are getting a unique defensive option, while Shapeshifters are gaining a mid-range supportive brawler. We're excited to see how the meta develops when everyone gets their hands on these new weapons.
This wraps up our third and final dev talk on the Abyssal Depths. The update launches on June 30th, and we hope you enjoy the new update, and we can't wait to see how you take on the new content and especially what comps you come up with. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in Albion.